Sarah drove alone along a desolate country road late at night. The storm raged, rain hammering on her windshield, and the flickering headlights illuminated the seemingly endless stretch of darkness. The wind howled through the trees as she gripped the steering wheel, her eyes focused on the road ahead. Suddenly, her car sputtered to a halt. Frustrated, Sarah stepped out into the downpour, her boots splashing in muddy puddles. Before her loomed an old, crumbling mansion, its silhouette illuminated by flashes of lightning. The towering trees and overgrown yard gave the building an ominous presence. Unshaken, she squared her shoulders and pushed open the mansion's creaky door. Inside, the air was heavy with dust and silence. She scanned the dimly lit room, taking in the grand staircase and cobwebbed chandeliers. Adjusting her jacket, she moved cautiously, the uneasy silence pressing against her. As she explored the decrepit halls, she stumbled upon a cracked mirror leaning against the wall. She froze when she realized the reflection wasn't hers. Instead, a pale, shadowy figure stood behind her in the glass. Her eyes widened in disbelief, and she spun around, but there was nothing there. The air grew colder, and whispers began to echo around her, soft at first, then louder. The shadows on the walls started to shift and writhe as if alive. The walls of the mansion seemed to close in, the suffocating atmosphere pressing against her. For the first time, fear flickered in her expression as the oppressive presence became inescapable. Panicked, she turned to flee, but standing in the dark hallway was the pale figure from the mirror. Its glowing eyes burned through the darkness, and its unnerving grin sent chills down her spine. The figure stepped closer, its distorted form unnatural and otherworldly. Her breath quickened as she clutched the edges of her jacket. The figure's echoing laughter filled the mansion as objects began to rattle and crash around her. Summoning her courage, she darted toward the exit, narrowly avoiding the collapsing debris. Finally, she burst into the pouring rain, the sound of the storm muffling the mansion's collapse behind her. Turning back, drenched but defiant, her eyes blazed with a mix of terror and determination. The ruins of the mansion stood silent, but the shadows in the trees hinted at unfinished business.